Congressman Trey Gowdy, our South Carolina, is fed up with the corrupt deep state hacks in the FBI and the DOJ. He urged President Donald Trump to play hardball, and he laid out a course of action. The bulldog from South Carolina became unhinged on Fox News' Sunday Morning Futures with host Maria Bartiromo after the deep state hacks at the FBI and Department of Justice continued to delay handing over evidence of corruption. Gowdy, who is a tremendous supporter of our law enforcement community at all levels, completely let loose during the interview on Sunday, April 8, 2018, and blasted the leadership of the FBI and DOJ while urging Trump to put the screws to the people whom he hired. Bartiromo pointed out the fact that both the FBI and DOJ are dragging their feet and possibly hiding sensitive information under the guise of national security. One instance Bartiromo brought up involved corrupt FBI agent Peter Strzok's alleged private meeting with a FISA judge who may have helped secure warrants to spy on Trump and his associates. We saw one un-redaction and it was about this cocktail party that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page were talking about, that a FISA judge, Judge Contreras, was going to be at, and Peter Strzok wanted to go to that party so that he could talk with Judge Contreras all while they were trying to get this FISA warrant to spy on people from the Trump campaign, Bartiromo said. So, that raises the question, well, if they are redacting something about a party where he was going to go meet a FISA judge, that's not national security, is it? Bartiromo asked Gowdy. No, that's embarrassment, Gowdy fired back. And that is not a sufficient reason to redact anything, as if the FBI and the department might be embarrassed, Gowdy added. In my opinion, it's time for the FBI and the Department of Justice to not only be embarrassed over their corruption, but publicly humiliated before those who are guilty are prosecuted. At that point in the interview, Gowdy unleashed the beast. So, that's why we want to see the clean version, and if there's a national security, we want it redacted, but most of what they send us now looks like an inkblot test, the Rorschach inkblot test. And we can't figure out what's behind the black paragraphs, and if it's just the embarrassment of the Bureau. I hate it, but that is not a sufficient reason to withhold that information from Congress, Gowdy said. Next, Bartiromo pointed out that FBI Director Christopher Wray promised to double the number of people working on the documents requested by Congress. She emphasized that Wray previously had 26 FBI agents processing Congress's request and that only 3,000 documents had been turned over. In reality, the FBI is still massively failing in processing over 1 million documents even with double the number of agents working on the project, and Gowdy could not be more pissed off about it. I made an F in my last math class, but I think anything times 0 is 0. So, if it's 26 agents and we are getting nothing, and if it's 52 agents and we are getting nothing, the result is the same. I mean, I don't care how many agents are working on it, Gowdy continued. It's really simple, you gave 1 million pages to the Inspector General, so take out the grand jury material and give us what's left. It is impossible. I want to be able to support the FBI and DOJ, but the world's premier law enforcement agency can't seem to operate a damn copying machine. That is inexplicable. I can't help them explain 1 million documents to the Inspector General and to the entity who created and funds the FBI. So they're going to have to do better than 1,000 pages here and there, Gowdy exclaimed in frustration. For that reason, Trey Gowdy went on to urge President Donald Trump to start playing hardball with the FBI and DOJ. President Trump picked every one of these decision makers. Every one of them, he picked. So I appreciate the tweets. The encouraging tweets to these folks. There might be a more efficient way of communicating, Gowdy added, according to the Washington Examiner. I could not agree more with Gowdy. The FBI should at the very least be able to run a damn copying machine. The utter lack of competence in the Department of Justice and the Bureau is unforgivable at this point. Gowdy knows what millions of American patriots know, and that is for Trump to get any results, some heads need to roll. In my opinion, Trump should start with Attorney General Jeff Sessions and go from there.